Welcome back, folks. We got a great show today. We have a guest with us. What's up, Walt? How you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm excited to have Patrice on. She's family. I'm so happy to have her on.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. I'm so excited to
Absolutely.
be a guest. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Our first question is, what prompted you for this? What got you into what made you want to be a life coach?
So honestly, I was thinking because I'm used to working a 9 to 5 business. So I was thinking of things like an independent way to make my own income. And I wanted it to be something natural. Like I didn't want to start a business and then be like, oh, I hate this business or I
Absolutely.
hate what I'm doing. So I wanted it to be something that just naturally comes to me so that way I can enjoy what I do.
Yep.
And I looked up the qualities of a life coach and what's expected of them. And I'm like, I can do this because I've been doing this my whole entire life.
Okay.
So I'm like, it comes naturally to me. And that's the reason why I chose to be a life coach
Okay.
and
Okay.
start the life coach business.
Well, see, now
Mhm.
hold on. I gotta have to pull your card. Did she show those traits early on, Walt?
She's always been the times I've been around Patrice, like she's always been encouraging, smiling, lifting other people up. So yes, she
Yeah.
has
Wow.
shown those traits,
Wow.
and I think she just found the lane that she wanted to go in, and I'm excited for her, man. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. So what services do you provide? What do you do usually with your clients?
So right now I'm working in a lot of time management, work-life balance. I've been doing
Yep.
a lot of career coaching, doing a lot of resumes and helping others like with the interviewing process. People they really need that. A
Good.
lot of people they don't know what to expect or sometimes they can be nervous when they're thinking
Yeah.
about switching careers or switching lanes and they just want to be prepared. And I
Interviewing is
like being the
tough.
person to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interviewing is tough. I tell folks all the time, like there's a few different elements, especially when you switching careers. Like you can have a great resume, right? You can have great
Yes.
experience, right? But if you don't nail that interview, man, you just blow it all away. So I see that for you. I
Right.
feel like you have an opportunity there. A lot of folks do. They just need to like practice, like role play, right? And just
Exactly.
somebody
And that's why
encourage them.
the
That's
role
cool.
play, they just need to practice.
That's cool.
Nice.
That's great. That's great. I know you and Walt maybe prep this one. Walt, you want to take the next one?
So if I came to you and said I was struggling with work-life balance, what advice would you give to me?
So I have 3 major things that I will tell people with work-life balance. And that's first, you always want to set a routine for yourself. And I'm one of those people, I always believe in planning in advance and always having a plan A and a plan B. So I feel like you should plan in advance, definitely plan a week in advance and have a routine set for yourself. Whether that's your morning routine, like waking up. You wake up at 6:30. You make sure that you wake up at 6:30. You make sure that you leave the house by 7. When you get to work, already have mapped out like what you're gonna do at your job. For example, when I used to work in retail pharmacy, so I'll make sure that I get to work by 9. And when I come into work, I know what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to check emails. Then I'm going to do phone calls. Then I'm going to fill prescriptions. Then I'm going to put up my order. So it's all about setting a routine for yourself. And that way you won't be like too blindsided about what's happening. You won't be all just unorganized.
Yep.
So I would say set up a routine definitely for yourself. Stick to the routine. You have to have discipline in it. And then I will also say it's important to set boundaries.
Wow.
Like
Love it.
in every part, in every aspect of your life, you have to set boundaries. And I know sometimes, like for us, it can be intimidating, especially at work,
Mhm.
to set boundaries with your boss and
Yep.
set boundaries with your colleagues and to tell them no. But sometimes you just got to tell them no. Sometimes you have to tell your boss, no, I can't stay later than what you asked me to do. Sometimes you got to tell your coworkers, no, I already have too much on my plate. I can't help you at the moment with this. I can't drop everything that I'm doing right now to come help you at this moment. So you have to set those boundaries, definitely. I
Love
used
that.
to be the person that I didn't set boundaries. And then because I didn't set boundaries, I was stuck with all this work
Hmm.
and I just didn't, it was just everything was put on me to do
Yep.
and it left me stressed out and I just
Wow.
didn't set boundaries. So setting boundaries is an important thing to do in the work field. And then my number 3 thing I tell people is to prioritize their mental health.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You have to prioritize your mental health.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
very important to do
Period.
that.
Yep.
I feel like a lot of the times when we go to work, we take our work home with us when really when we clock out, we should be clocking out.
That's right.
Clock out from work. When you clock out from work, that's your moment to have a peace of mind. That's your moment to go home and just worry about home things. That's your moment to get time to just relax and refocus on things in your life that you need to focus on that's not work related.
Amen.
Gotcha.
So those are
Yeah.
like my major 3 things that I like to tell people
I
when
love it.
dealing with the work-life balance situation.
I love
Yeah.
it.
I wrote down some of the things that you said here, and discipline was one of the key words that you said. Having that discipline, making sure that you stick to those plans.
Yes,
It's not about being perfect, but it's about practice of practicing and
Hmm.
implementing that discipline in your life. And then as you slowly practice that, you'll develop a habit, right?
Yes.
exactly.
And it's to your point. I'm really excited for this because I feel like the wellness and life coaching industry is just going to be growing more and more
Yep.
in the next years and months and years. And for me, I really think that there's a focus on not just on the younger generation, but even the older generation too, because
Yep.
some of our mothers and our aunts and uncles, they came from a different generation where hey, was like, put your head down,
Hmm.
don't say anything, and just
Hmm.
work.
Right.
You,
And
you
just work.
just work, and you burn yourself out. You don't balance your life out because you might be scared to lose the job or whatever. You
Hmm.
might be scared to set that boundary, like you were saying, with your
Right.
boss or your coworkers. And like, hey, no, I can't. I have this stuff in my life. I did everything I was supposed to do. I even helped out a little bit here, but this is what you have to draw that line in the sand. So I wrote down all that stuff that you just said. Brian, did you have any
Yes.
notes or questions?
Yes, for sure. The
Mhm.
discipline also made me think about something. One, I love the 3 points you have. That's great. And the discipline made me think about the building habit thing. I read something once that as I was reading it, I didn't get it, right? This one guy said he wanted to make a plan to go to the gym, lose weight, blah, blah, blah. But he started with just going. He would walk in, get
Mhm.
there, and then walk out. And I
Mm.
was like, the hell? Like, I'm reading through the article, right? I'm like, what in the world is this dude doing? And then when he got to the point, it was like, it was just building that habit, that habit of going, and then eventually he started working out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And he got his goal. So that I thought about that. And then what you said about prioritize, so important because I love the example you gave. When it's time to clock out, because most of us
Mhm.
have a whole nother job to do with our
Yeah.
home and
Uh-huh.
our families, right? And work is quick to tell you the same thing, right? When you bring a personal, some jobs, some of us have great bosses and they understand personal dynamics, blah, blah, blah. God bless
Mhm.
them. But some bosses in some places are like, you got a problem? All right, yeah, leave that at the door when you get to work. Leave that at the
Right.
Yes.
door when you get to
Exactly.
work. So I
Yeah.
love how you turned it around. And yes, we're gonna leave work at the door when we leave.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I
Yes.
love it. I love it.
So as far as the who you service, who can reach out to you? Anybody? Or do you have a target audience?
I don't have a target audience. Anybody can reach out to me. They got to be ready and want to move on to that next portion of their life. They got to be disciplined and have the will. I can encourage somebody all day long, but if you don't want it, then you're not going to be receptive to it.
I love it.
Yes.
You heard it, folks. She's gonna share her information. You'll be able to reach out to her. Some of you may need, especially those in the payroll industry out there or HR industry, you may have trouble with your work-life balance, or you may have other trouble in other areas of your life.
That's
That,
generous. They definitely have
Patrice,
trouble. Payroll people
Right.
yes.
definitely have trouble.
Yeah.
But reach out to her. We'll have her contact information in the show notes. We'll provide her contact details, and reach out, get the service and the help that you need. All right, Brian, you want to ask the next question?
Yeah, absolutely. So what do you think is missing from most work environments? Is there something that you're seeing like as a trend that's missing from the workplace?
I honestly feel, especially in today's workplace, I feel these jobs are missing compassion for the employees.
Yeah.
No one cares if you're day off and be sick and literally be in the hospital all night. You come to work and they don't take doctor's notes. Or don't care if you have kids. You come in here and you just got to do your job. And if you don't come in and do your job, you get suspended or you get taunted or you get treated a certain way. So I feel these jobs and these corporations are just missing compassion for the employees. They no longer have the compassion. I remember when I was working at my last job, one of the older workers that was there for 20 years, she used to tell me all the time, she used to be like, Patrice, this company used to be such a great company. They treated us good. They actually cared. She was like, as time went on, they just stopped caring. She was like, they don't care about us no more. They don't care to help us. They don't care about the workload. They don't want to pay us what we're worth. So it's missing a lot of compassion in the workplace nowadays. I feel like they definitely need to get back to being more compassionate and more considerate of others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. I remember an owner telling me, I don't care about your personal life. Basically, I just need a butt and a seat to do the job.
Right.
He said, I can go find another you. I can
Yeah.
fire you and find another you who can do the job just as good, and I can pay them less.
And that's the sad truth of it. And that's why we can't, in the same respect, we can't burn ourselves out for jobs, especially ones that don't appreciate us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gone, they're gonna just replace you. So it's like such a delicate balance we got to keep with our work. This is our livelihood, is how we pay the bills, but at the same time, they don't give a crap about me. So it's tough, man. It's tough out there. And now we're talking about the future of work, which I still don't know what it means, by the way. We'll have to have Anita the Tank back on, teach us about the future of work.
Yeah.
That's the phrase, that's the buzz phrase, but I don't really know what it means. What else? What we always like to do is give advice to young or old, anybody looking to get into the industry. We usually give it to payroll people, and this could be for payroll folk, right?
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone considering starting a life coaching business? Gosh, there's probably like a payroll life coaching opportunity. Oh my gosh. Payroll folk need help. Let me tell you, we out here trying to help folks.
Yeah.
So what would you tell someone who's interested in getting into this?
So I would tell anybody who's interested in becoming a life coach, one, that if you don't have a genuine love for helping people and seeing people succeed, then I wouldn't do it. Like, you have to genuinely want to help others and want to see them succeed and want to see people do great in life and move up to their next level in life with any accomplishment that they may have. So first they have to have a genuine heart for it, and then you have to be disciplined once again to be in it, because nothing happens overnight, especially when you are trying to be a business owner. Nothing happens overnight. It takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of networking. It takes a lot of speaking. And so I would tell them that you just have to be genuine in it. You have to be disciplined in it, and you have to let it flow.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. You have to have that consistency, right? People are going to come to you and you're going to be that consistency, which is why you're the coach. Right. You provide that service, you provide that level of balance that they're looking for, and that's what you have. So folks listen to her advice. If you're in payroll and you're thinking about getting into coaching, reach out to Patrice and pick her brain. She may have to charge you like some consulting fees though.
Yeah.
We're always trying to broker some deals on here.
Yeah.
So Patrice, I can't let you get away with until I ask you this. I heard you speak on, well, I believe it was called She Speaks. Is it
She
on
Speaks
YouTube?
Summit Global.
Yes. Can you share with us? I really love what you said about folks having a vision. You remember what you were saying? Can you share that with us?
Yeah. So for me, I believe that everybody in life has to have a vision. You have to have a vision for yourself in every part and every aspect of your life. You have to say, I envision myself doing this, and I envision myself like doing this in my job or this in my business, or I envision doing this in my relationship. You have to have a vision for yourself. If not, then you're just gonna live in chaos and you're just gonna be gone with the wind. You won't know which way to go. So you have to have this vision for yourself, and you have to stick to the vision that you have for yourself in order to get the life that you want, the life that you deserve. Because I believe that everybody deserves a good life, but a lot of people, they just don't have the discipline, or they don't have the encouragement, or they don't have anybody around them to help push them enough to get to that part of their life that they deserve to be at.
Amen.
Yes, amen, for real. Got me
That's
motivated over here.
that's awesome. Yes. When I heard that, I was like, oh wow, you something special, girl. Yes, I love it. So then, just to end it off, how do people find you? Where do we reach out to you? What's the company's name?
Yes. So my company name is Visionary Life Coaching LLC. So right now I work remotely, and you can reach me on Instagram at Coach Tracy. And then I'm also on Facebook at Visionary Life Coaching LLC.
Wonderful. You heard it here, folks. We really enjoy this conversation, and we really wanted, again, to start to bring some wellness conversations to payroll. That's really the gist of it is just payroll folks are folk who always dealing with deadlines and urgency and stress.
Yeah, I read a lot. I read a lot about payroll because before I got my job at the pharmacy, I was going to school for HR.
Oh,
wow. Okay.
So I really love the conversation, and I hope payroll folk are listening to this, because it is about payroll, and this is about people. It's about getting us right.
About people, yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So before I let you go, have you ever had to have any tough conversations with any clients?
Yeah. Sometimes if you look at the world that we live in, it's so easy to be distracted.
Yes.
So I completely understand. It's so easy to be distracted, and it's so easy to have just one thing happen, and next thing you're just knocked off track for a couple of months, a couple of years. My job is just to keep everybody focused and keep everybody on one accord, so that way they can get to what they want. So yeah.
I love it.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes.
This is a great show. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us. Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for having me. This is such a great podcast. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's so comfortable. I feel so comfortable talking to you guys. Yeah, it's very comfortable.
That's cool. I think yes. Thank you so much. Again, folks, Coach Tracy at Coach Tracy on Instagram and Visionary Life Coaching.
Yes,
on
LLC on Facebook. Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Reach out. She's got a good word. Thank you, Walt. Thank you, Patrice.
Thank you guys so much.
Have a great night.
Thank you for tuning in to It's About Payroll. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and most importantly, keep going.